That's why emergency managers work year-round to be sure they can keep you safe when a storm threatens. But last year, of course, they were super busy, not just with storm threats, but with COVID-19 as well. Meteorologist Jordan Patrick joins us from Fort Lauderdale. Jordan, what did you learn?
Well, Brian, I'm here at the very large Broward County Emergency Distribution Center where they have everything you need for COVID relief and for hurricane supplies. I'm talking water, PPE, generators, anything you can imagine. But now we're entering round 2 of hurricane season in a COVID era, and that has definitely been posing some challenges. Up and ready to roll with your safety in mind. This is the first thing that you bring out to the shelters when you need them.
Correct. Yes, this is a dedicated box that goes out to each one of our shelters. You can see some of the PPE equipment like face shields have been put in there. There's also hand sanitizer. We've got infrared thermometers for some of our screening at the shelters.
This is with Broward's Emergency Management Department where they're stocking up on supplies and PPE. Even though the pandemic is winding down, planning for shelters is still tricky.
One of the things that we did is we changed the capacity of the shelters to allow for social distancing. So essentially what's happened is our normal capacity has been reduced by 2/3.
You go down this way, you'll see the different police departments, fire departments.
Miami-Dade's emergency management says they'll be doubling the amount of shelters and, like in Broward, isolating those with COVID or COVID symptoms.
There'll be people that come and say they have COVID or they have COVID symptoms and with their family, and we'll isolate them into different classrooms.
County's EOC Director Shannon Weiner says they'll be continuing to use 4 high schools as shelters.
We'll continue with the isolation areas for those that may become sick while at the shelter, and we will recommend masks for those that are not vaccinated, but they will not be mandatory.
Is also convincing people it's safe to come.
I think it'd be a false promise on our side to tell them they're going to be safe from COVID, because I don't think any of us are safe from COVID. We take the precautions that the CDC recommends that we do, and you sort of have to weigh what's the best option for you and your family to make a decision.
Notice how the EOC is empty because, like many of us, during COVID, they've been working from home, and throughout the season, they're going to stay that way. But even if a storm threatens our area and we lose power, you don't have to worry.
We hooked in Florida Power and Light with the hard line, so they're not dependent on Wi-Fi. They're hooked into our system through the NAP.
Operations aren't the only change from the pandemic. Monroe County has also had to revamp its reentry decals.
We found that during reentry under COVID, that there was counterfeiting of the residential reentry stickers going on from the Key Largo area.
Resident has to get a brand new decal through their tax collector's office. These stickers have new colors, shapes, and are barcoded for scanning at reentry checkpoints. What the season ends up bringing, each department says it's prepared.
If your plans call for you to take action and move to a safe place, and that safe place is our shelter, we'll be there, we'll be ready.
So the main message they want to get across is to be prepared with your own supplies like water or non-perishable foods, and be sure to pick them up early. We all remember the toilet paper shortage of last year, and we definitely do not want a repeat of that. For more on the supplies that you should be getting, you can head to our Hurricane Survival Guide on local10.com. Brian?
Thanks, Jordan. The head of Miami-Dade Emergency Management wants to remind you that if an evacuation is ordered, you don't have to leave town. You want to find a safe spot on high ground as close to home as possible.